So today we are looking at the KaOS 2024.07 edition or the ISO file. So here is the boot menu of a KaOS Linux. I'm going to boot it in a live boot first and I'm going to show all the process. So here are some of the options like language, video mode and kernel. So let's click on F2. So here you can choose the languages and the keyboard also. Let's click on F3. Here is a video mode, and for the F4 you get the kernel information. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot by clicking on Start KaOS Live. So I'm running it on a virtual machine which is a VMware with 60 GB of hard disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So before that, starting a video, I'm going to mention something like there will be some misspeaking and some words will be mistaken by me, or some words will be wrong. So try to ignore all those things, and I'm going to keep the video as raw as possible. That's the reason there will be some misspeakings. So try to ignore all those things. So I'm going to trim the booting process, because the booting process will take like 2 to 3 minutes in my laptop. So I'm going to trim that part and I'm going to keep the video as raw as possible. So that's the reason there will be some mistakes and misspeakings. So try to ignore all those things, and it will take like 2 to 3 minutes to boot up the desktop layout. So I'm going to stop talking right now. So here is the desktop layout. It took 3 minutes to load up the desktop layout. So let me change the display settings first. After that, we need to go to the official website to see all the changes, and I'm going to show everything which is available. So let's first change the display resolution, which is 1920 into 1080. Let me keep it. Let's check the about info or the about this system. So here is all the information, like KDE Plasma version is 6.1.3, Frameworks is 6.4.0, Qt version is 6.7.2, and the kernel version is 6.9.9-1, and graphics platform is a Wayland. So the latest version of the kernel is like a 6.10. So here is my hardware information. I'm going to close this thing and I'm going to open the system monitor. So for the live boot, passwords are here. Just watch the password, and if you want you can type it. If you want to try to test it in the virtual machine or the live boot, do whatever you want. Don't try to install this on main PC or work PC, because the ISO file was released a few hours ago. So you need to test first and try to install if you like on your main PC or work PC. So let's first open the system monitor. Let's try to find the system monitor. So there is no system monitor in the system, so need to find it in the utilities maybe. System. So I'm trying to find the system monitor. Let's try to search in the search bar. Let's see. So usually the system monitor should be available in the KaOS, but we are not finding the system monitor. So let's try to put it in all the applications and try to find the system monitor here. So I don't find any system monitor or the task manager like that in the KaOS, so that's pretty odd right now. So usually it will be available in the KaOS, but in this case there is no system monitor or a task manager or the console cases guard. So let's try to open the internet browser first. So we don't have any system monitor, so it's pretty much hard to say how much of resource it's consuming, but let's open the console and try to open the htop at least, so we can see the changes. Let me type in htop. So htop is also not pre-installed, we need to install it on our own. So before that, let's try to go to the official website. Here is the official website. So let me show you the version we get about Falcon. So here is the Falcon web browser. So let me close it. Here is the news. Let's see what are the changes in the 2024.07 edition. So here are some of the information, which is Plasma, Qt version, and display under X11. So you can just read it from here, or else you can just go to the website and find all those things. So here are some things which is available, applications and all those things. So they are showing the animations also. You can check by going to their official website. So the website is too much laggy, or maybe the distro is laggy. I don't know, because we don't have a system monitor to see whether it's from the CPU or from the, looks like the CPU has some issues, so it's consuming a lot of resources. So this KDE Plasma is having some issues. So KaOS 2024.07 is the ISO file. So let's click on download. So here is the information. You can just go to the actual website and read everything on your own, or else you can just pause the video and read here itself. So here is the current version. As you can see, it's not smoothly moving, so it's consuming a lot of CPU resource right now. So the file size is around 3.4 GB. You can just go to the KaOS ISO file and you can click on the download to get the ISO file, or else you can go to the source forge. You can try to search it in the search bar, which is KaOS. So it will download right here. So the ISO file right here, if you click on OK, it's going to download. So you need to choose your destination. So here is the downloads. I'm using a VPN, so it's a bit of slow. So in order to find the KaOS in the SourceForge website, you just need to go to the sourceforge.net and try to search KaOS, and you should be getting the link. So as you can see, it's right here, KaOS X, and here are the files, and here are the ISO files. Click on ISO, and the latest version is right here, which is 3.7 GB. Click on download and you should be getting your downloads. So let's close the browser. Let's open the console and type in some commands. Let me type in inxi. Before that, let's check the console version. Help about console. So here is the console version. So here is my CPU, kernel, process running, inxi version. I'm not going to read everything, just pause the video and read everything on your own. Let me type in inxi-b. So you will getting all the information right here. You can just pause the video, or you can slow down the video in the YouTube settings, which is playback. Change the value to 0.25 and you should be seeing everything in a slow-mo. So let me type in another command, which is inxi-G. Hit enter, and here is the information. inxi-F. Hit enter. So here is the information. Let's try neofetch. Neofetch command not found. So let me try cat:/etc:/issue. Hit enter. So here is the information. Let me type in inxi-sv8 and you will be getting all the distro information right in front of you, like the Bluetooth, drives, vulnerabilities, repositories, and all those things. Just pause the video and read everything. So you should be getting all the information right in front of you. So these are all the information. Let me close it. So let's check some desktop features. Here are some desktop features. Display configuration. It's pretty much KDE Plasma, so you know how to use the KDE Plasma already. Most recent documents. Here is the Octopi notifier notification. You can add widgets. So here are the widgets. You can add any widget you want here. So let's try the system monitor, like a CPU and all those things. Disk usage. Let's try other things. Let's try to find some things here. Memory usage and the network speeds. So let's close it. So if you want, you can add the widgets, you can add the panels, desktop wallpapers, and all those things. Panel and desktop management. Let's exit mode. Here are all those things running. Memory usage. Mentioned in the beginning of the video, there is no system monitor. So let's go to the applications. Let's see what are the pre-installed applications. So these are all the pre-installed applications you get in this version. So just some of the applications are from the KDE Plasma, some of the applications are from the KaOS. So you don't get any bloatware applications, you just get the basic applications. So that's pretty good for some of the viewers who want the basic applications. So you get the LibreOffice and some other applications, so that's okay to include. You can install all the applications, whatever the applications you want. So let's now open the installer. So here is the installer. So Calamares installer 3.3, and here is the version of the KaOS. So I'm going to show you the installation process. So you need to choose your language first. There will be plenty of languages available. So these are the available languages. Choose your language, click on next, and here is the time zone. Choose your time zone, or else you can choose the, so you need to point the location. So I'm trying to choose the Los Angeles right now, so I need to move the cursor still. So here is the United States. Let's zoom in. Here is the Los Angeles. So we selected. So here are some of the customization. The system language will be set to American English, United States. If you don't want, you can customize according to your wish by clicking on change button, and the numbers and date locales will be set to American English. Customize according to your wish. Click on next, choose your keyboard. So mine is Dell keyboard. I'm going to click on the Dell keyboard. So you choose your language, choose your variant. and everything is good, then click on next. So here you will be seeing the Office suite option. If you want LibreOffice, you can go with the LibreOffice. If you don't want to install the Office suite, and here is the minimal installation, choose whatever you want and click on next. And here is the option for the audio, which is Pipewire or the Pulse audio. Choose whatever you want. For the sake of the video, and I'm choosing the Pipewire. So here you should be seeing two options, which is erase disk and manual partitioning. So this you shouldn't be seeing this option. So you should be seeing like erase disk and manual partitioning and your hard disk here. So if you have multiple hard disks, choose the specific hard disk where you want to install the KaOS. So if it's in the virtual disk, if you're running it on a virtual machine, you should be seeing a virtual disk here. And if you're trying to install it on a main piece of PC, so you need to know how to install the Linux distro on your hard disk. So if you don't know how to do that, you can check in YouTube. There are a lot of tutorials with a short video. I made a lot of tutorials in my channel on how to install the Linux distro in the virtual disk or a hard disk, but I don't really remember in which video I made or in which Linux distro video I made, because I covered like almost 3000 videos. So it's pretty much very hard to point out in which video I installed on the hard disk or virtual disk. And my videos will be also way lengthy because there will be all the news in that video. So that's the reason it will take like a 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So it's better to watch a short video on how to install the Linux distro on the hard disk or a virtual disk. So I'm going to say the basic things here so you can understand properly. So the option erase disk is the option like you need to install the operating system in a single boot, or the option when you choose the erase disk, it's going to erase everything in the specific hard disk whatever you choose. So try to keep nothing on that specific hard disk, because it's going to erase everything and it's going to install the KaOS on that Linux as a single operating system. If it has an operating system in that hard disk before, it's going to erase that also. So be careful what you're doing. So that's the reason it's better to watch tutorials before installing. And here are some of the options to choose. And what about the manual partitioning is like, it's going to be giving you two partitions. So before that, choosing the manual partitioning, you need to create a partition for the KaOS Linux. So you should be getting two operating systems. One is the KaOS and the other is the whatever the operating system you're running. So you should be running two operating systems. So you should be seeing two operating systems in the boot menu whenever the PC starts. So that's the basic thing of single boot and the dual boot options in the Linux distro. Here you can choose the encrypt system option by providing the password for the boxes. You need to provide both the boxes with the same password and you can encrypt the system. And you need to remember the password. So type it in the applications or in the note-taking apps, or maybe in the book also you can write it down. So if you don't want, you can uncheck this button. And here is the bootloader location. So you get the default bootloader location and do not install a bootloader location. So you can do that later if you are a pro user already. So that's the installation process. Let's click on the next. So here you get the group two options. You can choose group or no bootloader. So here is the user account creation. So what is your name? I'm going to type in random things. Let me type in my channel name. What name do you want to use to log in? I'm going to type in runboxing. What is the name of this computer? I'm going to keep it the same as my name. Choose a password to keep your account safe. You need to provide the password. I'm choosing the simple password like a 123455. So it says password is too short. Use a password as a root password, or else you can change two different passwords. So I'm going to choose this option. Log in automatically without asking for the password. if you want, you can validate the password quality, so I'm not going to do that. Click on next. So here is all the summary whatever you chose in the previous installation. So if everything is good, you should be clicking on next. So if you find anything wrong, just go back and try to fix whatever you want here again. So I'm going to click on next. So when you click on next, the installation will be taking like a 20 to 25 minutes to install. So that's the process of installation. So it will consume like a 20-25 minutes, more or less depends on your PC. If you have a high-end PC, it should be very quick. If you have a low-end PC, it should be taking more than that. So, and it also depends on the ISO file, whether it's a development ISO file or the stable ISO file. In this case, this is a stable ISO file, so it should be very quick. Sometimes the development ISO file or the beta version ISO file will fail in the installation, so it will be giving a pop-up like installation failed or some errors. So it is a rare case to get the installation failed. So that will be some issues with the beta version. So you need to understand that beta version and the development ISO file will be having some issues sometimes. So even if it's installation failed, you can understand that's a beta version or the development version. It will be rare, but in some cases it will happen. So that was the installation process. Let me close it. So we pretty much covered everything. So let's check the desktop wallpapers. So these are all the wallpapers available in the KaOS Linux. So my thoughts on this Linux distro version or the specific version. So everything is working good, but looks like some hardware or the system resources are consuming a lot of resources. That's the reason there is a bit of lag or hiccups throughout the video. So I can feel it. It's not smooth experience while using this specific version. Usually KaOS will be good, but in this case it's consuming, I think, a bit of more resources. So that's the reason there is like a not so smooth experience. So let me try to open the applications. Let's try to do a stress test by opening the applications. So viewers who don't know what is stress test in my channel, is like basically I'm going to open a bunch of applications, so which consumes a bit of high resources than usual. So we can see any crashes or the some pop-ups like not responding, and this type of notifications or the pop-ups will help us to decide whether to use this specific version of this Linux distro or not. So if it can't run the day-to-day tasks, so it's a waste of using this Linux distros or the specific Linux version. So that's the reason I'm going to open and do a stress test. So because if it can't run the day-to-day task, so it will be hard to use, or it will be hard to install on the main PC or work PC. So there is already issues by consuming a lot of resources. So I found that in my video. So if the applications get crashes, or it will take or it will be a bit of laggy, so you can understand that it's a waste of installing this specific version. But you need to wait for the stable or the next version, or maybe the previous version. If it's working properly for you, just stay it on that specific version. So let me try to open some applications here. So there are no bit of high resource consuming applications here, so that will be hard to test this stress test, because we need a bit of resource consuming applications so we can see whether this distro will handle day-to-day task or not. So here is the authentication. You can provide the password, which I already showed in the beginning of the video. So there are no applications which consumes bit of resources. So we need like applications like a GIMP, Blender, Krita, Kdenlive, and Inkscape. This type of applications will consume a bit of resources, so we can easily test on those things. but in this case we don't have anything just other than the KDE Plasma desktop environments and some from the KaOS. So as you can see, let's try to switch the applications. So while switching the applications, there is no lag or anything like that. So it's pretty much good while choosing the or switching the applications. But there is a bit of lag and hiccups here and there while using this Linux distro, because it was consuming a bit of high resources in the beginning. So it's clearly up to you to judge whether to use this specific version of a KaOS Linux or not. So if you already have the stable Linux running on your computer, so it's better to wait for a few days and then go with the installation or update. So I'm not going to recommend for some users who already have the stable or the good working PC. So don't try to update right now, but wait for a few days and then go with the update if you want. So if you are a distro hopper, if you want to test it, you can try to test it in the virtual machine or the live boot. It's your opinion. So people who doesn't have the virtual machine and who can't run the virtual machine on their PC, you can try the live boot first, and if you're satisfied, then go with the installation in the main PC or work PC. So let's try to check the application information and end the video, because we pretty much covered everything. So Kate version is 24. Let's try to go to the official website once again and see what else we forgot. So I pretty much covered everything, so I don't think there is nothing left in the making a video. So we pretty much covered everything. So if I forgot anything, do let me know in the comment section. So I showed the Plasma version, Qt version and all those things. So here are some of the options. More applications are now ready, including Coca. All those applications are available. So here you can do things. Add widget, I already showed all those things, panel settings and all those things. So by clicking on the options, so already showed everything. So these are all the changes. So there is a lag when opening the website. So here are some things: update to the base system, so here are the partition managers. Let me close the image. So the website looks a bit of lag when moving the mouse. So I showed the installation process also. So common nodes, here are some common nodes. Here are the applications. So we covered everything. So here are the changes. Here is the ISO file packages, email clients and all those things. So the website looks a bit of lag when using in this Linux distro. So here are all the changes. As you can see, panel settings. So these are all some KDE Plasma things. So I'm going to close this. So let's check the versions of the application. Same version. Here is the partition manager. Can't use the partition manager because it's highlighted with a gray thing. So let me close it. Here is the Octopi. Here are some information of the Octopi. So here are all the packages. Let me close it. About Haruna 1.1.2. So these are all the applications versions for some of the viewers who want the application latest updates in the applications. So here are the versions. Let me close it. Here is the authentication. I'm going to not do that. So already showed the password and all those things. So partition manager closed unexpected. So these are all the pop-ups which you, when you get when you do a stress test, you should be getting this type of partition the pop-ups, so you can decide whether to use that Linux version or not. So that was some issues, and there is some a bit of high resources consuming also by seeing. So there is hiccups here and there, so we are not having a smooth experience, so I can feel that. So if you want to try to test it, and do let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts. So here is the file management. You can check the applications, or you can check the folders by going to all those file management or the file system. So let's check the about info. So Dolphin Manager is 24.05. So here is the installation, here are the passwords, here is the about, here is the package list, and here are all the applications. So I don't think there is nothing left to show, everything is already shown. So here is the panel settings, I forgot to show this, so here is it. So if you want to add panel, you can change, these are all the customization things, so there is nothing new here. So I even showed this thing also. Let me exit the mode. So we pretty much showed everything, so there is nothing left here. Let's try to log out. Let me show you the logout screen and end the video. So these are all the changes from the KaOS 2024.07 edition. So here are some of the sessions. If you want, you can provide the password and choose your session. So at the end of the video, and my final thoughts are, there is a bit of resource consuming in the CPU or maybe the RAM. So that's the reason it will be not in the RAM, it will be in the CPU, because I have like a 8 GB of RAM. So everything should work properly, but because of the CPU usage, it was a bit of lag here and there, and there are some hiccups, and I didn't feel any smooth experience while using this specific version. The previous version was good, but this specific version was a bit of lag. So that was in my PC. I don't know how it performs on your PC, because the hardware specs will be changed, and you should be downloading the ISO file and trying to test it on your own. So that was my final thoughts, and I'm going to end the video here, and I need to make another video. So as you can see, I can choose the Wayland. Let me try to, so it's not working, it's just showing like this, and I can't go and choose anything here. So it's stuck with this option, so I need to provide the password to log in again. So that was my thoughts, and I will be posting 2 videos daily. So if you want to watch that videos, you can subscribe, or you can watch after this video. So I'll be posting 2 videos daily. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace out.